This is ABC 7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us. With traditionally low voter turnout in March, around 15%, Sarasota City Commissioners had the option of leaving it up to the voters to decide if city elections should be moved to November. In the end, they decided not to. ABC 7's Rick Adams joins us now with reaction after commissioners shot down this proposed ordinance tonight. Rick?
Yeah, Haley, city commissioners voted 4-1 not to move ahead with this. It's a vote that brought on lots of reaction.
I'm very satisfied with it. Very happy about what took place with it, and I think we're moving in the right direction.
Sarasota resident John Susi is extremely pleased with the city commissioner's decision not to place a referendum on the November ballot. It's a referendum that would have left it up to the voters to decide whether to move city elections from March of odd number years to November of even number years. Matthew Woodall is someone who continues to push for November city election. He's not happy with Monday night's vote.
They do seek to maintain their stranglehold and maintain their sphere of influence at City Hall, and that's just what we saw here today.
Commissioner Suzanne Atwell is the lone commissioner who voted in favor of the ordinance. The other commissioners say they just weren't ready to move ahead with it.
Personally, I felt like there were more questions than answers and that I needed more information.
Dozens of residents on both sides of the issue had a chance to have their voices heard in front of the commissioners Monday night. Kelly Kirshner, a former city commissioner, is all for keeping the city elections exactly the way they are.
If you put this in a general election cycle, it moves to the bottom of the ballot, and then it's subject to all of the static of federal elections.
Meanwhile, other residents told city commissioners a November election would dramatically increase voter turnout.
The percentage of voters that actually vote in the city elections in Sarasota is miserably low most of the time.
And if residents can get enough signatures, this could still make its way to the November ballot. Haley, back to you.
Thank you, Rick. City commissioners did give the go-ahead for Thunder by the Bay organizers to pursue a change in location for next year. It wouldn't be going far, still in downtown Sarasota, but after some residential complaints and downtown merchants on Lower Main Street expressing concern that the popular event was actually hurting business rather than helping it, event organizers agreed to propose some location changes. The one approved by commissioners would have the festival moving east, so it runs from Lynx Avenue to Orange Avenue.
Keeping the event in the downtown core was key. Moving it away from the area, out east to a fairgrounds, just is not conducive to a successful motorcycle festival.
She says despite the complaints, the last festival had an $8 million economic impact. Organizers still need to get approval from 2/3 of businesses along that new location for the change to happen. And commissioners approved nearly $128,000 in funding to go toward putting 10 additional beds at the Salvation Army. It was per the request of the Sarasota Police Department's homeless outreach team. The decision comes just days after new census data showed the homeless population had increased on the Suncoast compared to 2015. The Sarasota County School District is in need of teachers. There is a record number of teachers retiring this year, more than 150. Many of them enrolled in the state's Drop Retirement Program. It allows them to collect retirement benefits while teaching, but they must retire at the end of their drop period, which typically runs 5 years from the time they enter the program. District officials are in the process of trying to fill the positions for next school year using online recruiting efforts, as well as going to job fairs around the state.
The highest average salaries in the state of Florida, along with one of the best academic places you could possibly ever want to work. So when we get people, we don't lose people. Our turnover rate is one of the very lowest there is with everyone that works for us. So with those things going for you, we are the place people want to come.
Many of the soon-to-be retired teachers will also come back on a volunteer basis and mentor first-year teachers. Lamarck Elementary School students got a late start because of a police investigation in Northport. Police advised the principal to not open the school while the search continued for a suspect accused of stabbing a woman at a home on Madagascar Avenue near the campus. Police patrolled the area around the school, and the suspect was found a short time later in Charlotte County. That victim is expected to be okay. Late night drivers try avoiding the area of Hillsborough Avenue and Toledo Blade Boulevard in Northport. The driver of a motorcycle is dead following a crash involving another vehicle. Northport police and the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office are investigating, and that intersection is closed for now. A Sarasota police officer has resigned after being charged with stalking a female officer. 34-year-old Gregory Tansevok faces a misdemeanor charge, and his resignation will take effect next week. The Sarasota Herald Tribune is reporting that he's accused of stalking a fellow officer who he dated in 2015. The state attorney's office did confirm that charges have been filed, while the police department is not commenting while this investigation is still active. Tonight, Ecuador's government says the death toll from the weekend's magnitude 7.8 earthquake has now climbed to 413, and about 2,500 people are believed to be injured. This was the third earthquake, for 3 days along the Ring of Fire, the area along the Pacific Basin where a series of tectonic plates move, causing most of the world's earthquakes. Aftershocks have made it difficult for teams to search the rubble. Meanwhile, rescue teams in the U.S. working around the clock to save trapped families as entire neighborhoods in Houston are underwater. At least 2 people have been killed. More than 1,000 homes are flooded. I know a lot of my friends affected there, Bob. Wow, what kind of rain they've had over the last several days there.
Yeah, historic flooding, really non-tropical in nature. Over 20 inches of rainfall in some areas just basically west of Houston, and there could be an additional 3 to 8 inches more rainfall over the next 24 to 48 hours. And it looks like the flooding is not over for the folks there as a result of a high pressure ridge, which is now to the east of the state of Florida. This high pressure is providing an east to southeasterly wind flow, which is just bringing all this tropical moisture and moisture from the Gulf of Mexico right out into this stationary front, which continues to bring showers and devastating storms now all the way over into Louisiana tonight. We'll take a look at where these watches and warnings are. You see this aerial flood warning in effect across much of southeast Texas tonight until 1:45. And then the dark area in the green that you see right there, that's a flash flood warning in northwest Louisiana. Also right there near New Orleans, flooding taking place as a result of some very heavy rain moving into that area. That rain is staying away from us for the time being. Sarasota, Braden right now, clear skies and 69 degrees. Venice at 66 and Punta Gorda now at 62 degrees. So pretty mild evening, really. Temperatures, although warm near the coast, inland areas still in the low to mid 60s right now with a low humidity around. Well, much more in our forecast for Tuesday and the rest of the week coming up in a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Sarasota police officers will now be able to better help victims who are seriously hurt in active shooting situations. The department received 160 trauma kits today that can be used to treat gunshot and puncture wounds. The trauma kits contain a tourniquet, clotting agent, a compression bandage, gauze, medical gloves, and an instruction card. The kits were purchased by the Sarasota Police Foundation with money donated by a widow of a former Sarasota Police Department volunteer.
And of course, we partner with our paramedics. They're wonderful and do a lot of great work. But usually if there's an ongoing situation, they can't come into that hot zone. So our officers will have the equipment they need to be able to handle situations in there and render aid.
Chief DePino says each officer will also receive training on how to use the items in the trauma kits. 100 new jobs coming to the area. Total Quality Logistics, or TQL, will be expanding in Sarasota. TQL will set up shop in the BB&T building on 2nd Street. It's scheduled to open in June and plans to bring those 100 jobs by 2020. TQL is one of the biggest freight brokerage firms in the country. And straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the official Suncoast forecast. Plus, just hours out from the all-important New York primary, what the remaining presidential hopefuls are saying on the campaign trail. And hear what a Florida man has to say after surviving a shark attack. On the Suncoast.
And across America, the news you care about
is on your Suncoast News at 5.
And ABC World News Tonight at 6:30.
People you trust. Scott Dennis, Haley Wilkes, David Muir.
First, the Suncoast.
And then the world.
The all-new mysuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
At Devasta, our communities are built around great expectations. Yours. From home designs inspired by our homeowners, to personalized options that embrace your lifestyle, to resort-style amenities. An unwavering commitment to quality is what separates us from the rest. Welcome to Devasta. Join us Saturday, April 23rd from 1 to 3 for an Amenity Center showcase. Explore our resort amenity center and decorated models. Visit devasta.com for details.
US Med has great news for anyone living with diabetes.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, US Med will ship a new glucose meter right to your home.
And shipping is free.
My new meter uses only a speck of blood, so it's less painful than my previous meter.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, you're covered with US Med. We're welcoming new patients, even if your current provider can't supply you anymore.
I don't even have to test on my fingers anymore. I can test on my hand or forearms, and it's more accurate than my old meter.
So call US Med today, and you'll have a choice of 2 great meters.
One that actually speaks your results, or a meter so small it fits on the bottle of strips.
Act now, and US Med will include a free prescription discount card. We'll also send you a free diabetes cookbook. This is your opportunity.
So call US Med today.
You'll be glad you did.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, because Sarasota Ford guarantees you our lowest price on every new Ford every day. Save on America's best-selling truck, 39 years running, the Ford F-150. Fusions, Escapes, over 800 vehicles on site or online, all on sale. Buy with 0% for 60 months. And now, get up to $2,000 trade assistance. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
That's Chuck, proud homeowner, regular do-it-yourselfer. Today he's attempting an electrical repair. This is Pablo. He's an electrician with Mr. Sparky. How's he doing, Pablo?
Terrible, Mike.
Yeah. What Chuck doesn't realize is that almost 68,000 home fires are caused every year by electrical problems.
What?
If he doesn't have the proper tools and training, he's liable to start the next one.
Little help here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You might want to write that number down.
Well, Bob, it has not been an active weather day for us. It's been super nice, but
yeah, you know, it's weird. The same thing that's given us this beautiful weather is causing problems because it's feeding all the moisture right into that area. We talked about it earlier. Yeah, it just continues to be bad there. But for our birds, they're enjoying it. You know, look at that. Sunny getting his wings. Yeah, starting a lot of feathers. What character we're starting to see now?
I know.
Yeah.
He or she looks completely different since Friday. It's
right.
amazing the transformation in just a couple days.
Yeah, pretty soon you're going to start to see it. And I think I'm going to pull up the old video from last year when we saw Manny T start to jump up in the nest. I was very concerned. You know, that first flight's got to be frightening.
Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah. I'm taking off. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Looking pretty good there. Our weather looking pretty good, too. This from James Delaney. That should be a capital D, but appreciate that from Siesta Key. And Mayaca Valley, this was the Mayaca Valley Ranch's sunrise. John Bishki, I think he said it rhymes with whiskey, so it would be Bishki, I guess. That's correct. And the Ringling Bridge, Cindy on this one. I was on that tonight, too. It looked a nice sunset there, as well as Siesta. Susan getting this just as it was going down below the horizon with a few clouds around and a lot of photos sent in. And this video, actually a time lapse of the Punta Gorda webcam looking out over the Peace River, US 41 right there, the sun setting right in the middle of it. I want to stop it right there to get those nice rays coming through some of those cumulus clouds coming on by. Well, the Titan radar picture, there's the high I mentioned just off the east coast of Florida. There's all the rain. That front is just stationary. Notice how the rain just kind of stays there and moves off to the north. Now, there is another system and a little bit more of an upper level system kicking through parts of South Texas. So luckily, it looks like this is going to miss them. But unfortunately, we're going to continue to see moisture move in with another weak disturbance there, and then another one following it on the heels of that, moving through parts of New Mexico. And Colorado will move in, looks like late tomorrow, and bring with it another chance for some heavy showers there. But for us, everything kind of runs into that high, dies out. We're not looking at anything in terms of rainfall here. Things are going to stay quiet, at least until Friday. And then Friday, we start to see some changes as a result of a frontal boundary coming down. But 69 degrees right now, the dew point. Very comfortable. 51 degrees is a dew point you'd see more in January and February here. So with that east wind that we had all day today, I never had a chance to moisten up the lower levels of the atmosphere. And that's the reason why we're going to get down below our normal tomorrow morning. We'll see lows in the mid to upper 50s The high today well above average, 87 degrees. You get an east wind with no sea breeze kicking in. Temperatures stay pretty warm, so 87 degrees there, 2 degrees shy of the record, and no rainfall to report. So far, temperatures around the state, we have them in the 60s over the Panhandle, although Jacksonville now at 55 degrees, 72 in Miami, and 73 in Key West. And closer to home, all pretty uniform right now, with the exception of Punta Gorda. I have to check this thermometer, but 62 degrees currently there, 68 degrees now in Arcadia, 66 in Sebring, and 70 in Northport. This is more than likely automated system there at the Punta Gorda Airport not functioning properly. I would think temperatures wouldn't be that drastically cooler right there, but we'll check that. 82 degrees, we're expecting a high near the coast tomorrow. Mid-80s well inland, places like Lakewood Ranch, Arcadia, Wauchula will all see highs right around 85 degrees tomorrow. And that northeasterly wind will continue, so it'll be comfortable. Low humidity staying with us. There'll be a little bit of a sea breeze developing just for a short period of time right near the coast. It won't have much luck penetrating inland, as those winds will stay rather brisk out of the east throughout the day. Now, the RPM forecast model not showing any rainfall for us, just a few fair weather cumulus clouds in the afternoon. But notice more rain anticipated right there. Just a little bit hurts, obviously. And then here comes another system moving through on Wednesday, bringing with it another round of showers and some heavy storms. I think could cause more problems with flooding throughout that region. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s really starting to warm up across much of the Great Lakes and throughout the Northeast. Salt Lake City now at 53. And Denver, though, much colder, 36. Dallas, 68 degrees. And in Georgia, temperatures moderating, 65 in Atlanta. Now, here's the forecast for boaters tomorrow. Winds will be out of the east, a little bit of a northwest turn late in the day. Seas running 2 feet or less with a light chop. Water temperature now 74 degrees, and beaches will see a high right around 79. The forecast tides upcoming. High tide will be at 11:47. A low tide will be at 6:21. And the forecast mostly fair, seasonal, maybe a little bit cooler near inland areas, 59 there near the coast. And then mostly sunny, mild, a high near 80 tomorrow. Should be another gorgeous day. I mentioned the chance for showers, but it doesn't come until Friday as a weak front moves down. That rain chance not all that high at 50% for a few showers, possible thunderstorm. And notice temperatures do not cool all that much for Saturday and Sunday. It stays nice. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. It's one of the most hotly debated topics in the presidential campaign, and now it's in the forefront again. The U.S. Supreme Court is taking up one of its biggest cases this term that challenges President Obama's immigration plan. The case was brought to the court by a group of 26 states, including Florida, challenging President Obama's executive order. The order would spare nearly 4 million unauthorized immigrants who are parents of citizens from deportation, and it would allow them to work, all in an effort to keep their families together. But those programs have been on hold since February of 2015 after a lower court struck down the president's executive order, saying he overstepped his authority and ignored Congress.
And it's pretty clear that Congress passes laws and the president simply enforces them.
The alternative is that the parents are constantly in danger of being placed in proceedings and removed from the country, with all of the ensuing disruption to families.
A decision is expected by this summer. The state of Florida's fight to keep a ban on gay marriage intact is going to wind up costing taxpayers. A U.S. district judge has ordered the state to pay the fees of attorneys who filed federal lawsuits challenging the state's voter-approved ban. He ruled that the attorneys were eligible for payment because they were successful in the lawsuit. The U.S. Supreme Court legalized gay marriage across the country last June. The total amount of fees has not been determined yet. It's election eve in the Empire State. Voters go to the polls tomorrow in New York's presidential primaries. Frontrunners Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are poised to gain more ground, but their challengers say, wait just a New York minute.
Exciting.
Cheers to victory tomorrow.
Hillary Clinton toasted with bubble tea.
It is so good.
And stopped by for ice cream. But what she was really looking for were votes.
I am hoping to do really well tomorrow. I'm hoping to wrap up the Democratic nomination.
Clinton holds a double-digit lead in recent polling over native son Bernie Sanders, who today addressed striking Verizon workers.
We're going to win this thing.
Sanders drew a massive crowd of 28,000 in Brooklyn over the weekend and packed another big rally today. But if he loses New York by 10 points, Sanders will need to win 80% of the remaining delegates to clinch the nomination. Meanwhile, polls show Donald Trump could win New York with more than 50% of the GOP vote. He campaigned in upstate Buffalo tonight.
We're going to get to that big 1237.
Trump says he's not worried about competing with rival Ted Cruz for delegates.
Nobody has better toys than I do. I can put them in the best planes and bring them to the best resorts anywhere in the world. But it's a corrupt system. You're basically buying these people.
Out of the running in New York, Cruz said on ABC's Good Morning America his strategy to grab delegates ignored by Trump will win him victory at a contested convention.
And I believe Donald's highest total will be on that first ballot, and he will go steadily down.
247 delegates up for grabs on the Democratic side and 95 for the Republicans. The Florida man who survived being bitten by a bull shark last week is now sharing his story. Kyle Senkowitz was spending an afternoon diving and fishing with friends just off the Palm Beach Inlet. Kyle says he was in the middle of reeling in the fish when the shark went on the attack, sinking its teeth into his right arm.
Did, one or two back and forth thrashes, let go, and took off. He obviously wasn't trying to eat me. They reconnected 7 tendons in my wrist, or my hand, and 1 or 2 in my tricep, and then they put stitches on the inside and staples on the outside.
He says he doesn't blame the shark because he was the one in the animal's territory. Sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
I was awake some of the day preparing this for you.
I do lots of things with her, and I was thinking, well, I'll just have like baths with her and stuff, and it could be this yeah.
Baths?
A bath.
Oh yeah, baths. Please speak English. This is America.
Hey, Vanna, have you heard about the new Wheel of Fortune lottery game?
You bet. It's the ticket for some lucky lottery players to come here to Hollywood.
For a chance to participate in a private, non-broadcast taping of Wheel of Fortune with us.
Play the Florida Lottery game for a chance to win up to $250,000 instantly. And enter to win a VIP trip to Hollywood for a chance to win up to $1 million. Non-winning tickets only.
Play the new Wheel of Fortune game today.
Scratch, spin, and win.
It's a mortgage sale. For a limited time at Trustco Bank, no application fee. Stop in any branch today. Save even more with low closing costs. See why your neighbors choose Trustco Bank. Visit TrustcoBank.com for details.
Your hometown bank, Trustco.
Equal housing lender.
Sunset Fiat is Italian style. Sunset Fiat is fashion forward. Come see the all-new Fiat collection at Sunset Fiat with new 2015 Fiat 500s priced from $12,999. Sunset Fiat is cool and sexy with freedom to move and room to evolve. Visit Sunset Fiat in Sarasota or shop online at fiatusaofsarasota.com.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on a pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
The home at 200 Pine Street. The agent. The office. The agent out of the office. This is what you see. This is what you don't see. The hustle. The huddle. The drawing board. The shuffle. The open house. The bees buzzing. The buyer. The gentle nudge. The leap of faith. The offer. The negotiation. The pit bull. Finding the middle ground. The sigh of relief. The close. The sign of a RE/MAX agent.
Pomero Shop Furniture. After 66 years in Sarasota, we're still the leader in hard-to-find and custom-made furniture. We have literally thousands of fabrics and patterns to choose from, and our free in-home design consultation will help you create rooms in your home specific to your unique style. Our inventory changes daily, so come in today to see what's new. Plus, anything in our showroom can be part of your home the very next day. Pomero Shop Furniture, now with 3 locations.
Now, sports.
The Rays are off tonight before a trip to Boston to face the Red Sox, while the Bolts are taking a day to regroup after last night's loss in Detroit. With the shutout victory, the Red Wings have cut into Tampa Bay's series lead. It is now 2-1. The Lightning only have 15 shots on goal last night. They're going to need more than that if they want to take a game on Detroit's home ice. Game 4 from Joe Louis Arena is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Jeffy Stone is among the world-class athletes on the Suncoast for the 2016 U.S. Olympic and Paralympic team trials. Stone won at this event in 2012 and went on to represent the U.S. in the Olympics. There are 9 competitions taking place over the course of the week at Nathan Benderson Park. The winners will be nominated to the U.S. Olympic team.
The stakes are as high as they will ever get in the sport of rowing. The Olympic Games is the pinnacle of these athletes' careers.
It's amazing to be out at Benderson because they've put so much into turning this into a world-class course. The facilities are amazing. The lanes are amazing. Everything is top-notch here.
Practices were held today. Actual competition gets underway tomorrow at 8 a.m. To playoff basketball now, MVP Steph Curry is not in the lineup tonight for Game 2 between the Golden State Warriors and Houston Rockets. He's still dealing with a right ankle injury suffered in Game 1. The Warriors still cruise to a victory on Saturday despite Curry missing the second half. And tonight, so far so good for the Warriors. They're leading the Rockets in the second quarter. More than 30,000 runners took part in the 120th annual Boston Marathon today, but only 2 came away as victors. The winners were both from Ethiopia, marking that country's first ever sweep. Zachary Hine of Dallas was the top U.S. man to finish in 10th place. Neely Spence Gracie of Colorado was the first American woman to finish, coming in 9th. There was again tight security along the route in light of the 2013 bombings at the race's finish line and after the terrorist attacks in Brussels and Paris. Great event. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
On your TV, on your computer, on your camera, on your smartphone, on your Apple Watch. And now you can get ABC7, your Suncoast News, on Roku. Just go to mysuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab for a list of fast and free downloads that deliver ABC7, your Suncoast News, on the go. ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
At Sunset Subaru, it's all about getting more for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2016 Subaru Forester for just $229 a month. Complimentary maintenance included at the new redesigned Sunset Subaru dealership in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Minnesota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Minnesota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Minnesota Flooring today.
There seems to be a day for everything, and this one especially seems to be a bit of a reach, but that's not to say you shouldn't take a moment to appreciate National Animal Crackers Day. They date back to the late 1800s, which is almost what it looks like when they shot this video.
Yeah,
the demand was,
the 60s or something.
yeah, this video is maybe a little bit old, but the demand apparently was so high for these animal crackers, they started to make them domestically. Barnum's Animal Crackers has included nearly 40 different animal shapes since 1903. There you go.
I like them.
Some trivia for you.
That's right.
They are good.
Yep.
Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.